I want to talk about the very thing that started giving you so much stress about your weight in the first place. And that is the number on the scale. It's the thing that triggers this anxiety in the morning when you wake up and step on it and you don't see that you've lost even 20 grams of weight. Or that feeling that you get that the workouts that you're doing or that all the hard work that you're doing is just not enough because it's just not moving, right? That self-doubt that this number plants in your mind. I want to talk about the number on the scale. And I want to preface by saying this, right? That we've been taught that the number on the scale is an indicator of health. That if you weigh a certain amount, then you're healthy. Or, that you're perfect. You don't need to do anything else for your fitness. And that's just what we've been conditioned thinking. But that's not the complete picture. The scale is literally just the tip of the iceberg. And it's definitely not going to paint a conclusive picture on your health. So here's what the number on the scale measures when you step on it in the morning. Muscle, bone, body fat, water, the food sitting in your large intestine, ready to come out, the inflammation sitting in your system this week, and the hormonal water retention, right, that shows up in the luteal phase of your cycle. For a woman, the water retention during the luteal phase is something that we're all aware of, that the weight goes up right before your period, and that's kind of normal and expected. So we are conditioned to not think too much about it. But what about the other stuff? Did you know that insulin resistance causes water retention? And that chronic inflammation causes bloating? And that your cortisol pattern directly influences your adrenal glands to produce more androgens, which further shifts your fluid balance from week to week? What if you are actually losing the dangerous visceral fat within your organs while simultaneously also retaining water weight because of hormonal imbalance? The scale is not going to get that, is it? When the scale goes up, you automatically correlate that to failure. You start blaming yourself and you end up feeling lost and sad. But the scale was never really meant to look at what's happening inside. It just tells you like a total sort of one big vague number of all of these things. So what should you be actually tracking? Number one is a DEXA scan or an in-body scan, but DEXA scan is my preference. This is the gold standard test affordable to all of us to understand body composition. This will give us a detailed split of how much bone mass you have, how much muscle mass you have, how much fat you have, how much visceral fat you have. It'll actually tell you if your right arm is fatter than your left arm. And this will truly give you a picture month to month how your body weight is changing. So even if you're 65 kilos in January and 65 kilos in March, your body composition between these 3 months could be totally different, especially if you've gone through body recomp where you've gained muscle mass and lost body fat. My recommendation is to do a DEXA scan every 6 months, especially if you notice that you have hormonal imbalance like insulin resistance or PCOS. This is going to give you data that the scale will never be able to give you. The second test that you can do at home, free of cost, is your waist circumference and your hip circumference, giving you the WHR or the waist to hip ratio. So tracking this will also give you a strong idea of if your body is losing fat in itself and actually building muscle instead, when the scale stays the same. Also, obviously, if your waist size is reducing, it means that your visceral fat is also slowly going down. So that's a big win, something the scale will never capture. And then we have the blood reports. Now, within the blood reports, I want you to get tested for HbA1c, fasting insulin, the triglycerides and HDL ratio. These metabolic markers are exactly that. It's the most quantifiable way of telling if your insulin resistance is improving or getting worse. Get these tested every 3 months. And finally, your testosterone and DHEAS tested. It might be complicated depending on which country you're in, but doing this will help you truly understand exactly how your hormonal environment is being managed, so that you know which stress management tools, are more effective for you. The number on the scale was sort of used as a general tracking device for the general population. But it was not designed for a body where there is random water retention because of inflammation or hormonal imbalances or stress. So you've been grading yourself on the wrong exam this whole time. So the real markers are your hormones, your inflammation, your visceral fat, your muscle mass, your insulin. And when those improve, you know for sure that the number is going to go down. Everything else will follow.